Hi, my friend, it's Pat Sloan here. Today we have Red Zinger Day there, and it is my day on this By Annie Sew Pink tour. So excited about this, and I want to show you and tell you a little bit about the soft and stable product that is fabulous for bags, which is what By Annie does. First, let's do the Red Zinger. So I've got a few more blocks made, so I have one more set of, I call this a final block, the 4 of them together. So I've got 2 more sets, that's 8 more of those, and the border. First, let me just do a close-up of this. There they are. I just have to have the 2 more blocks and then decide on an inner border and start sewing the strips just, right? So I need to make this a priority. This is going to be the priority after the blocks, the spider blocks, so that I can do the spooky box and get that done. I've got everything over here cut for the blocks, the black part, all the layer cake pieces. I just need to finish cutting all the purple to do the spider blocks, but I digress. That has to be first, then this, but I am going to work on it. Yeah, it's good. So today I have fabric here. I am making the strips to do the border because not only that is I've been saving some of the smaller pieces as I'm working so that I can just do them as I'm doing other things. So I have to get that going. And like I said, I will have to do the spider webs first because I really want to get that one done. It is so close. Of course, this one is so close too, but the spider webs are pretty close. So I will have this cut so I can do it in between while I'm doing the spider webs. Because if I don't have this strip of border fabric cut, it's just not happening. So that's what I realized. I have to get it out and cut it and have it all ready. So there was a couple other things when I was doing this, or another thing. So let me just show you what happened where I had to do a little fix to one of the blocks. Well, you can see I somehow missed getting this piece all the way out to the end. So when I trim the block, it's not all the way out. So what I'm going to do is just unpick a little bit back, and then like this. And what I'll do is sew on to the end here from the extra. Okay, so we got it unpicked. Now what I'll do is cut this straight across and make a seam. So I'll sew these 2, and then when I open it, it will go across. There'll be just a little seam there, and I won't lose those duckies. And then I'll just trim that. So I'll correct it. Well, darn, I forgot I had gray thread in there, so let me change the thread. So now it's sewn on with white thread, and I will just to see what it looks like, I will trim the back here. I'm just going to trim it across. There we go. And now I've got it all the way out to the edge, so no problem. And I still have the little duckies. And there. So you can see it has the little seam, but that's not so bad, you know, and I am perfectly happy because that's going to be even closer in the seam allowance. So the seam allowance will just be that little bitty seam there, which I am thrilled, you know, to fix it, because that happens sometimes, especially since you're overlapping. It's like it didn't peek under far enough to be sure that it was extended past the red base fabric. So it happens. So I got to fix. Easy fix. I wasn't going to leave it because it was too wide. It wouldn't get sucked up into the border. I mean, into the seam. It wouldn't have. So I had to fix it. All right, today, before we go on to the Sew Pink Day, it's writing day. Do you like to write? It's like this is the thing. When I was a teenager, I discovered typing because we had to take typing school. I love typing. I type. I love to type. And you have to type words. Well, it wasn't until kind of years later, of course, you know, when I worked my career in computers, I typed a lot, typed code, I wrote code, computer code, but it wasn't until I started this business, 22 years ago, that I discovered that I actually did like to write stories and have stories, and that's kind of evolved now into doing this in a more verbal format on the video. So now I like to tell stories, but I still like to write. I still like to be able to have a home base where I write something. And then sometimes I kind of miss telling the story there because I'm not going to do it twice. So I do it here on the video, but sometimes I miss that. Sometimes I think, oh, I should every so often do a longer, you know, something kind of writing, because I really did enjoy that. Hey, you know, writing day, it's a neat day to reflect on your association with writing. Is it something you like to do or not like to do? Tell me in the comments here at YouTube. All right, So Pink, it's a whole tour. Every day here in October, you can visit a designer or a business, and there's a whole group. I'm putting them on my blog today, so you can go see the whole list of people and visit everybody. Most people are doing a giveaway, as will I. So there is fun things that you can get entered. You can see and meet new people. A lot of them are bag makers, because by Annie is primarily a bag maker. Annie Unrin, who is a wonderful person, just amazing. And her bags are super wonderful to do, and she does videos for everything. So today, for celebrating So Pink, which is about breast cancer awareness. So we are all trying to promote and encourage you to get your mammograms, to do your self-checks. This month is the month to be sure that you have put that in your routine. If you have a friend who has had breast cancer, you yourself have had breast cancer, we have our hearts go to you this month. So, mwah. Okay, so I did, in my So Pink fabric, I did the quilt from the Fat Quarter Shop called Reach for the Stars. And this was during the charity quilt along called Heartfelt this year here in 2022. It was a free pattern that came out during that charity, which is for Make-A-Wish. But I just thought it was perfect, Reach for the Stars, perfect for us as, you know, for the So Pink. And I use my Promise Me fabric. Now the pattern is free at the Fat Quarter Shop, and I have a link. But what I did is a few things. So I added this extra border, and I added a little inner border, but just on 3 sides, the top and the 2 sides. I didn't need an inner border at the bottom because the pattern itself has a white banner at the bottom. So I don't need to duplicate that. I just use that white as the bottom inner border. And so I will put the measurements of these 2 borders over at my website, and that's all using my Promise Me fabric with the pink floral. And then on the back is, here, let me just unclip it a minute. The back has my wide back, the pink wide back from this line. So fun to use, fun. And this was quilted by my friend Judy Clark in Warrenton, Pennsylvania. So, okay, there's going to be a giveaway. Aurifil Thread is giving away a box of my perfect colors. Look at them. And I'll open this up here. We're going to go to the other side of the table. And they're also giving away both boxes. This box and the Sardinia Pink, which is Sardinia, Italy. These are the boxes that celebrated cities in Italy. So every box is colors, and this is the city of Sardinia, which has pink sands. This is a beautiful, beautiful box of pink. And you can buy both of these if you can't wait to see if you win. All right. So let's go to the other side of the table and take a look at a few things by Annie. Before we look at the different things over here, let me tell you about the quilt on the wall. This is the quilt that I had up, I think it was last fall the whole time. It was made from the pattern in here called the Birthday Cake Quilt from the Perfect 10 book, which is all quilts done with a layer cake. Or 2. Sometimes you need 2, maybe 3, but at least 1 to 2 layer cakes. So I just love it. These fabrics are mostly the ones that were the prior line to what I did Midnight Moon. So when I did Midnight Moon, it was her second line that came out, and in here I also added a few other things. Like there's a candy fabric up there. Let me scroll in. Like, I don't know why I love this peachy color, but I do. So let me see if I can get it. There, do you see that? So this has got, like, you know, Halloween candy on a peach background, and it is a fabric line from from art galleries that I believe they also put out a second version of it because it was so popular. So they did a second version with some of the same fabrics and then some other newer fabrics, which is the same thing April did for her second fabric line here called Midnight Madness or something, whatever. But that's the fabric I use for Midnight Moon. Okay, so if you have this book, it's the birthday cake quilt that's in there. Now I want to show you Annie's Soft and Stable because this is the coolest fabric. I went ahead and did her free basket. So this is the little basket. Look how cute this is. I did it in the Promise Me fabric and I used the gray for the lining and filled it with Aurifil thread. But the Soft and Stable is a polyester, like a thin foam, as I think the best way to describe it. Soft and stable. And so when you feel it, it's very pliable. See, like here, I can take this and just, you know, ball it up for a bag. And it kind of comes right back. So it's like a very thin foam. It's super easy to sew. And while she has a couple free patterns and there's videos on how to do these things. But let me show you two little clips I made while making this, which took me all of about 45 minutes. And it's the first one I've done, and I have not used the Soft and Stable for a while. I have used it, but not recently. So I didn't even put my walking foot on. My machine has a sensor which is on, so it does a little bit of adjusting for tension, and so I didn't need it. My Baby Lock Solaris does that. So let's look at these two clips. So I'm just sitting here at the machine. I have my tablet up and I have the video that I linked you below so that I can follow. I also have Annie's directions because I think I like to read directions. That's how my brain works best. So I'm watching and reading and doing, and she just talked about how the Soft and Stable has a memory. So this is, but once you do like a stitching line, the Soft and Stable material remembers that that's, you know, a bend. It kind of like it puts a bend in it. I cannot believe how this bends so easily after sewing the first line versus over here. So you can see it's just not bending that well. I mean, it's fine, it'll bend, but this is like a nice crisp edge that we're going to have on the basket. Okay, let me finish this up. If you don't have a small ironing board to put this on and press from the wrong side, what I did was just push open the seam like this and then place the seam down. Then I can take my regular iron and go right inside like this. Whoops, forgot this one lifts, so I took my hand off. So I go right inside like that, and then I went ahead and put the clapper on to let it steam, and I will go ahead and do that on the other side. And then that way, if you don't have a small ironing board to put this on, you can still do it. You can still do it here. What really makes that product awesome is how firm it makes the bags. So I'm going to show you some bags Annie sent me. These are her carrying bags, and if you are a cross stitcher, you know that a lot of people use and make these, so you can see your cross stitch pattern in here, but you can put any kind of a project in here. You could do your embroidery, your applique, your English paper piecing, and this is in different sizes. And the plastic is also super easy to sew with. Look how cute this one is. I like this one. This would be great for English paper piecing. It just seems like the right size. So she has this plastic that you get. So this, she sent me a big roll. Then you could do that. And you can match, you know, you could have a Halloween project and you could put it in a Halloween bag. And our ambassador, Melissa, sent me one of these bags that she made a little while back, and it is so wonderful to use. And these are the patterns. This is the pattern that by Annie has. Now that's just a flat bag, but I want to show you just like a purse. This is like a little backpack. So can you see how nice and firm that is? It's not floppy. If you use batting, it would be really floppy. And then she also has different colors of mesh. And so Annie sent me for the month, she sent me the pink and the white mesh, but she has all different colors. You can see in here, this bag was done with the red, and there's zippers too to match. So if you're making something and you want to have a matching color zipper, like this little bag is done with red mesh and a red zipper. So it is just super cute. She gave these to me, so I am, oh look at this, she's put the little by Annie tag on there. It's got a magnet. See, that's got a magnet. So these patterns show you everything to do. This is the back at ya. But I'm thinking this might be cute for me. It's a tiny one, but I'm thinking this might be super cute. I have to adjust the handles. I haven't tried it, but I'm thinking it'll work. And then remember when we have Norma and Nanette going off, which soon they've been having fun at their next destination. The host has told me that that they're almost ready. They're almost done with that visit. And so I'll be getting some pictures soon and be sharing with you next week, I think. So I sent along a little bag to collect all their things. And that was this pattern, which once again, the firmness of that product lets you have nice edges that stand up, unlike batting, which is going to flop in. And that one is called Pack It In 2.0. So, you know, Annie's been doing patterns for a long time. So I think she puts like 2.0, that kind of thing, when she's re-released it, maybe with some changes or modifications to it. So that's what that means for the patterns. All right, let's look at the thread. Let's look at the thread, because you're going to go to my website today and you're going to leave me a comment. And these are my perfect colors, which do include a couple of shades of pink. Pink, pink, pink. So this is my perfect box of colors, which you can get, and they are to blend with a lot of variety of the projects that you do. And then the Sardinia pink, oh my gosh, these are so beautiful. And these are three, whoops, let me just push it out here. These are 3 large spools. These are like the regular size, and these are the large spools. Look. All of the pink goodness. Look how beautiful those shades are. I love them. Look, look, look. Go over to my website today and leave a comment. Download the free Reach for the Stars pattern. Go and get a link to download the free little Petit Four. Petit Four. It's a Petit Four. Petit Four. It's a Petit Four basket. This is a free pattern, and also I have a link to a video that Annie did with Kimberly Jolly at the Fat Quarter Shop on the Fat Quarter Shop channel, so YouTube. So there is another video so you can watch exactly how to make this, and you can make up tons of them and store them with your favorite threads, which is Aurifil, of course. All right, my friend, I love you. Mwah. Thank you for being here in the Sloan Zone. Be sure to get your mammogram. Be sure to check yourself. It is super important to do these things. So, I love you. I will see you online.